Go.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me again. Get ready to talk about some realistic expectations that you're gonna face when you get your first house. The first thing I want to let you guys know is that when you get your first house, it's not like you see a lot of these gurus online or these like well builders, and what they tell you is, oh, you're gonna be in a fucking an extravagant apartment in LA or an extravagant house, or you're gonna have a Lamborghini parked out your front yard. Like, you're just gonna go from McDonald's to a Lamborghini. No, it's not. It's nothing like that. Realistically, it takes a long time to build up wealth. I'm an honest, hardworking guy. I've worked up my career personally. It took me a solid 3 years to get myself where I'm at with my first house. So I just want to go over some realistic expectations. I want to be given the cold, unfiltered truth about entrepreneurship and working your way up to the top, and how to legitimately build wealth, while you guys also watch me do it on my own. And one of the first expectations that I want to let you guys know is, your first home isn't going to be a beautiful mansion. I want to give you guys a quick tour of my backyard to let you guys know, hey, this is what it comes with when you get your first house. So just to kind of show you, my backyard's a huge mess. You see, I'm doing some work here. There's an old abandoned chicken coop in my backyard. This patio that's falling apart. I just dug this thing out too. They're these old concreted in laundry dry lines. I just took that out. The last person who lived here had the shed completely full of trash. I've cleared out, believe it or not, I've cleared out a lot of it already. There was an old playground set here that I just took down. You're gonna see that it's over here now inside one of our trucks. So this is just some of the trash from the backyard that I've gotten rid of so far. The old playground set. My fence fell over. The winds are pretty strong out here where I stay, and more trash. So just to give you guys a realistic expectation, you're not going to be moving into an amazing place in Bel Air, but it is important to get real estate, because if you're paying rent, you're paying money that's going toward nothing that's embedded. Yeah, you got your place, but it's not going towards something you own, which is why I highly encourage people to create a 2-year plan to where you're saving up enough money to eventually get a first-time buyer's loan on your first home. And and that money is going toward your mortgage, and then you're saving money, because usually a mortgage is less money than rent itself. And I just want to let you guys know that buying your first home isn't the final step. I think a lot of people in their minds, their lifelong goal is to get a house, and it's not the end of the line right there. You get a house and you realize your responsibilities have tripled, quadrupled, because then you realize things break in your house and you got to fix them. So I just want to set those expectations for you guys. I didn't buy my first house, and I'm not driving Lamborghinis. I still got my first Prius right there, the cow, black and white one, and my main Prius I take to work all the time, So very important to just have good, cheap cars. You don't have to be driving a 2021 Camaro or anything flashy. I know everybody, man, if you're paying off a car and it feels like you're paying it off forever, you got yourself into the wrong move. That's unrealistic. Get something that's cheap, that will save you money, that you can pay off fast. That's what I did, and that's another thing that helped me get here. I've done some work here in the front yard. You can't really tell. I should have done it before and after, but there was literally 2 trash bins full of trash in my front yard that I had to clear out. My house, it's not ugly, it's still a beautiful home, very, very spacious land, a work in progress. I'm very content with it, making the most out of what I have. There's also a lot of trash here, and these are actually some storage units I have on the side of my house. There was tons of trash in here that I had to clear out. And I use this side for like auto maintenance, and this side for like storage for bikes, other things like that. But yeah, you know, I mean, I don't, you know, I didn't buy my first house and I'm in a Lamborghini and I'm living and I got jewelry. No, it's not like that. Realistically, you can get your first house and it's gonna be a lot harder. But then it's all about balance. You know, you have to set a strict budget for yourself. You know, and you got to focus on what you can do. You don't want to be like, oh man, I don't have money to instantly fix up my house. I mean, a lot of us don't. I mean, realistically, that's why we're trying to get to more stability. So another huge tip that I could say is control your controllables. Like, work on what you can. Like for me, I know the little extra money I have, I'm putting into investment accounts, like either it being a dividend investment account or a reliable cryptos from my perspective and what I research. So focus on what you can do. Like me, I know the cheapest thing I could do is start fixing this backyard. You know, I don't have to hire a team of people to do it for me to like renovate. You know, a lot of times you see people when they get their house and they're already renovating it, they have a team of people excavating the backyard, they're installing a pool and a nice barbecue area. It doesn't happen like that. This is realistic. You know, I'm over here, it took me like 4 hours to dig this out. It took me a couple hours to get that out. It took me 3 hours to get the play set down. You know, it's gonna take me many more hours, you know, and sometimes you just gotta do the work yourself. It's not given to you. You gotta just do it on your own. You know, I even started digging this out. I made use of these old gardening squares. I use these up. You can see my plants coming out here. You know, I don't have no green thumb, you know, but I'm just giving it a try. I'm trying to do anything I can to be self-sustainable and get myself a step ahead. You know, using what you already have as a resource. You know, just watering my plants too. I got a tree back here too, a pomegranate tree. When I first moved in, this thing was completely like dying on its last leg, and now it's starting to bear me fruits. And I do like pomegranates, are very healthy. But my point is you're not always gonna have all the resources given to you. You just gotta make the best of what you got. And you know, this is me coming from where I'm at. You know, I didn't have much. You know, thank God I have my parents who really taught me the right things to do. And you know, and it was my job as an adult to learn everything else. And you know, this is just me giving my honest truth. This is what you can expect when you get your first house. You know, it's going to be a lot of work. It's not going to be some extravagant Ponderosa on the hillside. And you know, it's a slow build-up. You know, it's a slow build-up. And all I can say is hard work is, you know, hard work. You know, if you have a job that's consistent, just stay there. Stop hopping around from place to place. Stop trying to do a get-rich-quick scheme. There's nothing like that. Realistically, it's just raw, hard work. But once you get to a point like this, to where you got your first house, you can start using these resources you got and the space you have. And then it does make your growth a little bit more exponential. And then you can focus on buying your second house and using that property for some real estate. You know, once you get real estate rental properties, your money's going to grow exponentially. I mean, that's just one of many assets you can get into. Myself personally, I want to buy at least 5 houses out here in my city, and then also diversify a dividend yield portfolio. And you know, if I could retire in my early 40s, that'd be most ideal. I want to enjoy the rest of my life. So this is what it takes. And it's to kind of piggyback off my last video too. You know, the most common thing I see other younger people doing that are around my age is they want to be out at the club all the time. I mean, like, you guys going to the club 3 times a week, like, and you're spending like 70-80 bucks on drinks, you know, every week. That adds up to about 250 bucks a week you're spending at the club, $1,000 a month. And you don't realize that money, but you know, you see your account emptied out every time, you know. And not to mention, you're also making yourself more unhealthy. It's like, you got to realize when it's time to change your habits and what you really want, you know, especially if you want to have a better lifestyle. You're going to have to stop those things. And you know, the more time you sacrifice now, the less time you're gonna have to sacrifice when you're older trying to figure things out. Like, one of the most common things I see is, you'll see, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's honest, respectable work to be working at a fast food spot, but you might see somebody in their 50s, mid 40s, working like the same job a high schooler is working at, you know. And these people don't have anything in their name. They don't, you know, they might be driving the same beater as yourself, and maybe renting a room out. And it's hard, you know. While you're young, just figure it out, put the time in, stay focused. That's all for this video, guys.